on your way. The content that never stays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence in your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, and especially in action. This year, not fashion. Came in abundance. Films like in Sundance. Tech like the pop on Tachi Queen. You are Curtis, a beast heart. You must carry, cause MCs, they all vary. Some do, they motivate. Work for the hate. They serve a hope on a plate. Across different platforms. This here will convey hydration like Boucher. Don't focus on a day. We always here for you. So when you're emotionally broke, settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a living, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you're emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is a living, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. Now you award winning with no award toys. This culture meets the art. Podcast with the heart and essence of the growth, the palace is the people. Without you being equal, what we lack is ego. We're back now, so here we go. Run the show like Arsenio. Episodic or rituals, minds change the visual. Representation of our nation and its differences. Some explanation of our uniqueness and innocence. Mass media's intention is to desensitize. We praise the wise and knowledge is power. Without it, we turn coward and proud of a known product. Like we could take it with us. I wish the greats were still alive and here with us, but it is what it is. We're left here to share our gift, and that's precisely what we'll do with it. Shape shift and fluidly, we can pass this test and still in our unity, elevating through stress. Yes, MediaScope when you emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. MediaScope when you're emotionally broke. Settle in our knowledge and conversations, don't make them yours. What we run is Olympic, not your hands on the torch. Take it easy like Sundays on the porch. It's up to you. You got your torch now. MediaScope. We're here for you, and you. We got it all. Tech pop music. We got it all. Tech pop music. We got it all. Yeah. Tech pop music.
What is going on, everyone? Hopefully you all can hear me well. Lots going on today. So I'm sorry that I am a tad late. I really am sorry. Hold on a second. Let's get this. There we go. So welcome to MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. I haven't seen you all since last week, but I'm happy to be here. Anyway, I saw you on Thursday last week. No, I didn't see you last week because I couldn't come on. 3 shows. It was going to be a lot, but I missed you all. And I promise we have some stories today. So we're going to get to it. But first, for those of you who may be watching me on the replay or you've never seen me before, behold, this is me. Here I am. My name is Tachi. I am all things media, tech, and pop culture. We're here every single Wednesday, almost every single Wednesday, except the times when I can't get something. I'll try and come on Thursday or Friday. But today we are here on our normal day on a Wednesday to talk all things media, tech, and pop culture. And we're on all these platforms. We are on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, what is up? We are on Facebook Live. If you happen to be watching us on my personal page or the MediaScope page, how are you? Welcome in. If you happen to be watching us on Twitch, what's up, Twitchers? Thank you so much for coming in. If you are watching us on LinkedIn, I think I said that, but if not, whatever. LinkedIn, how are you? Welcome. And if you happen to have the good fortune to be listening to us tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean. Blessings, blessings, blessings to you. Yay. Welcome. And so don't be afraid, folks. You know how we do. Put your comments in the chat, put your questions in the chat, and we will get to it. But we can't get to it until I give you a hug. Yay! This hug lets you know that I appreciate you being here. You could be any place else in the world, but you chose to be here. And for that, I am eternally grateful. And by the way, if you happen to be watching us on YouTube, I want you to subscribe. Why not? You're already there. And this way, if you subscribe and you put on notifications, then you'll know when I'm coming on. And it will be just great. So go ahead and like and subscribe. And feel free. Sharing is caring. Feel free to tell your friends about the Live This Media Party on the interwebs. All right, here we go. So we're going to get to it with our first story. But first of all, everybody, let me know how you are doing. How's the weather where you are? Let me tell you, it has been like raining and there's like a flood watch for us here. It has been raining cats and dogs, which I don't know where they got that saying from, but whatever. It's been raining lots of animals here today, all day raining. So I know some places are probably flooded. I'm good where I am, but some places probably have maybe some slight or gentle flooding. If there's such a thing as gentle flooding, I don't know. But in any case, I hope everybody is staying dry where you are, but let me know what the weather is like. And hopefully we get some snacks today from the Queen of Food Truckery and Minister of Libation, Serena Wills. I hope so. So we shall see. But welcome in, everyone. And hold on, look at this. Bryson is here. What's up, Bryson? How are you? How's everything going with you? Thank you so much for being here. You know, I always appreciate when you pop in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. All right, let's do it. We got some stuff to talk about. You know, it feels like it's a pretty lean media week. That's what it feels like to me. I don't know about what it feels like to you all, but it feels rather lean. But I've got some stuff. D Carpio is here. Hey, D. D says hello to me and everyone. What's up, everyone? Andy. What's up, D? I love when you're here. I so appreciate you and Bryson and everybody else who's going to be coming in. Bryson says he's pretty good. I'm fantastic. I'm dry. You know, these are the days when I value working from home. When, like, if I don't know if you know about Florida, but Florida rains is like torrential rains. And people are always like, oh my gosh, such rain, when they talk about, oh, I heard it's going to rain. I'm like, but that's normal Florida. That rain, torrential, is normal. So it's like torrential for like 5 minutes and then it stops. Torrential for 10 minutes and then it stops and it's sunny. Although today it didn't stop, but you know, I hope everything is good and cool where you are. No, I did not come on IG yet. I'm going to do it after this. So I'll tell you a story. But before that, beep, beep, who's got the keys to the food truck? That would be Divine Right. She is here with the food truck. She is bringing the snacks. This is the Queen of Food Truckery and the Minister of Libation herself. Thank you so much for being here. Because we're starting to get a little parched, Serena. So we appreciate you being here. So D Carpio says, I tried, made it home from the doctors. I can't drive in the dark anymore. Macular degeneration. Oh, wow. Well, I'm sending you positive energy, positive thoughts. And yeah, if it's a dangerous, don't do it. And I know how we all want to do things that we can't. I would love to do the drops and things I used to do this move and dance where it was like a drop and then I would come up and spin. Yeah. Since I tore my ACL, I decided those things weren't such a good idea anymore because I have an ACL-less knee and it is or ACL-less knee. I decided it's probably not a good idea to do such things. I stopped doing barrel turns, which I love. That's like my favorite dance move ever. You know, where you're kind of on an axis, like let's call it a y-axis, and you're doing several turns. Like I could do several in a row, and that was my favorite thing. Can't do them anymore because I don't want to mess up the other knee. So send you positive thoughts and positive energy. And what we have is specials. We've got some specials, all types of drinks. But anyone, you could get 1/2 off, including top shelf. Look at that. Thank you. And also, it's Taco Wednesday, folks. Whenever I'm here is a taco day. Let's get this straight. So everybody likes to celebrate Taco Tuesdays. I'm not here on Tuesdays, but I'm here usually on Wednesdays. So today is Taco Wednesday. And guess what? If I come on a Thursday, it will be Taco Thursday. If it's a Friday, it will be Taco Friday. The point is, whenever I'm on is a day for tacos, okay? It's a day to celebrate. So here we are. It is Taco Wednesday, our normal Taco Wednesday. Go ahead and grab yourself a taco from the MediaScope food truck. In my opinion, they are the tastiest tacos in town, the tastiest imaginary and emoji tacos in town. Go ahead and grab one. Oh, goodness. All right. So here we go. we have got, I'm going to give a hug again because I know some of you weren't here when I got in. So I really, really sincerely appreciate you. Let's go ahead. We're going to start, but I always have to do the little promo for Indie Soup Media, which is coming up soon. I am the founder of an OTT, which means over the top network, which is kind of like Roku. In fact, we will be available on Roku. So you can watch us on the big screen, but you can also watch us on YouTube, on Twitch, on Facebook Live, on our website, indiesoupmedia.tv. And we will also be available soon in the metaverse. Lots of big developments are coming up, and I'm super excited. And I can't wait to share with you all when we are actually ready to load. We're almost there, but just a few more tweaks and we'll be there. So, I always have to play the promo. So why not? Here we go with the splash video. A little funk music for your afternoon. So I'll let you know when we're ready, but I want you to keep it dialed into Indie Soup Media because our queen of food truckery will be having some segments on there. You heard her talk about that before when she came on the show. So I'm excited. I hope you all are excited too. We got some comments before we start. Thank you for the hug, D. Carpio. Yay, yay, yay. And it's also that time of year. Dessert specials. Yes. Buy one, get one half off. Also pre-order whole cakes and pies for the holidays, because listen, if you haven't done it already, this is probably the only place that you're going to get a whole cake or a whole pie. People, listen, it's the 15th, folks. Today is the 15th, which means what day is Thanksgiving for those of you who celebrate it? I don't know why I would say it's the 25th, but it's the fourth Thursday, which should be next week, right? Egads. That's next week. Goodness gracious. Wow. Well, if you haven't ordered stuff, you might be out of luck and you might be eating tofurkey or maybe just turkey slices heated up over sad mashed potatoes because you were too slow with your stuff. But tell me, before we get into it, what are we celebrating? How are we celebrating? Let me know. Are you going to people's houses to celebrate? Are you going to be having some tofurkey or real turkey? What are you having? What are you planning? Are any of you hosting Thanksgiving? Let me know. Let me know. So Bryce said yes, next Thursday. So I was correct because it's the fourth Thursday. So it is. Christine, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for being here. Good to see you over on the YouTube side. And let's see. Yes, the 23rd. Okay, Christine. Yes, you were saying the 23rd. I was like 23, like Michael Jordan's number. Okay. I'm like, and I saw the sports thing. So I said, okay, I'll leave it. But Christine, thank you for being here. The 23rd. All right. That's early. Well, I guess whatever the fourth Thursday is. But let me know what you're doing. I am so interested to know how you are going to do things. This is what I do. Let me tell you what I do, folks. Okay. So it's a good respite day, right? It's a good day to rest. I always watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. I do, from beginning to end. I've never gone in person, amazingly, but I always watch it on television. And here's the thing. The magic of television makes the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that much shorter. And you know what? We probably will. I wonder if they're going to do some metaverse stuff this year. Next week, we will be on. So I'll let you know if there are the special things going on for the Thanksgiving Day Parade, etc. So that's happening. Usually it always happens on Thanksgiving Day, and I'll tell you the parade route and everything, but I always watch that. But the magic of television makes it so close because, if you watch it, like just on the news, it's a while before each float goes by. You're like, yay, Big Bird, Snoopy. It takes a while. It is not instant the way we tend to see it on television. It takes a little bit. So I'm excited for that. And then after, I always watch I don't know who it's sponsored by anymore, but the dog show. Don't laugh. I always watch the dog show. It is very interesting to me. Then I'm concerned about food, but I care about the dog show. What about you all? Let me know. So Terry Johnson is here and says, hey, MediaScope fam, she is the assistant queen of food truckery. Welcome, my dear. And Divine Wright says, we are considering turkey wings. Oh, that sounds good. barbecued, grilled, and marinated turkey wings platter on the food truck today. That's right. There we go. That sounds good. That sounds good. How many of you have like cold turkeys that are left and you get tired of it after that day? It's like, So again, that's why you find recipes for it, right? Turkey soup, turkey sandwich, turkey quiche, turkey jerky. Anyway. So, and BBD, will they be performing at the parade? I didn't know. I didn't have a chance to look up all of that, but next Wednesday we'll talk more about that. Okay, now that's interesting because BBD, for those of you who don't know, New Edition, BBD are three of the members from New Edition, Bell, Biv, DeVoe, okay, who are members of New Edition. And New Edition has a residency, a brand new residency in Las Vegas. Is anybody excited? Is anybody a New Edition fan? So I probably am going to go to NAB, which happens in April in Las Vegas. It has been some years. I have not been since before the pandemic. I think it's time for me to make an appearance, fully masked, if you know me, but make an appearance and get some stuff together. And I may just pop in and see what that residency is all about. I don't know if Usher's residency will still be going, but I've heard that that is amazing as well. So DiCarpio says home turkey dinner and then families for Florida the 24th. That's right. You backed out. No Disney for you, right? Daughter-in-law cooks, not you. I hear that. Whoever else can cook, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you. The dog show is sponsored by Purina. Yes. And I know for a while, they had another sponsor, so I'm always like leery to say if it's still Purina, but Purina is still the sponsor for this year. Let me tell you, that dog show is good watching. After you finish and you're laid out on the couch, that's my thing. Lay out on the couch and watch the Purina dog show. That is some good watching. Just saying. Bryce, yes, I'm an NE fan. Yes, so check out the residency. I'll look it up. I don't remember where the residency is going to be, but if you've ever been to Vegas, every single one of those hotels is huge, miles long. So most of the hotels, they've got smaller boutique ones, but the large hotels, especially the original ones, those were built with the intention of having shows there. So I'll let you know. But if anybody looks it up, please let me know which hotel the residency is going to be at, which theater in the hotel. Bryson said, at the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And Divine Wright also says Bobby Brown is coming to the DMV area in January to do a show. Now that should be interesting. I saw BBD. I saw a New Edition. I saw Bobby Brown years ago, like years and years ago at the height of their fame. So DiCarpio says she'll help a little. Look, hold on. DiCarpio says she'll help a little. I'm giving you permission to do that. All right, folks, you know what? Let's do it. We've got some news to talk about, and I don't want to hold you all day. I had to come on late, unfortunately. I'll tell you why after we do this special. Is it special? It's just our regular news, but every news that we do here is special because the family is here, right? All right. So you know what? Why don't we do a little introduction and then we'll get it popping. Here we go with the media. All right, folks, let's take a look at this. We are going to talk a little bit about SAG-AFTRA, and let's take down Dee's comment because she doesn't want evidence of the fact that she actually is only going to help a little bit. So let's take that down. Here we go. All right. So here we have Fran Drescher, and I cannot remember this gentleman's name. So I'm sorry to this man, in the words of Keke Palmer. I don't remember his name, but he was like the lead negotiator for the deal. So I don't know if you all watched, but I did. Let me know. Put a 1 in the chat if you actually watched. Last week when the strike ended, they went live on YouTube on the SAG-AFTRA channel. They also went live on Instagram and a bunch of different places. I watched, and it was interesting because I had to report back, and we do have some things. So for those of you who don't know exactly, Derek Tuggle and I actually did, and Randy actually did something on his channel talking about everything, but they haven't been called for a vote yet. It hasn't been ratified. So all of these things are just right now, I don't want to say empty promises, but they haven't happened yet. So we can't say, yes, for sure, this is the case, because it hasn't happened yet. So let's take a look at them. And here is what is happening. All right. So there are some people who are opposing the SAG-AFTRA artificial intelligence deal. For the most part, I think that many of the actors are on board, or many of the members, I should say, are on board with much of what this deal is. But there are some that are against the artificial intelligence deal. And here's the thing. Their strike was 4 months long, in case you didn't know. 4 months long. Listen, they were like, you're not going to dangle chicken wings in front of us. We're going to continue to strike. And they got some protections, but for some members of SAG-AFTRA, they feel that the terms don't go far enough, and some of them are urging colleagues to vote no. So I'm going to give you some, let's take this down so you can see my face, and here we go. I'm going to give you some facts about SAG-AFTRA that you may not have known. So here's some key facts, and this is according to Forbes. The union represents 160,000 entertainment industry professionals, and I knew it was in the 100,000s, but you can see that that's still a small number compared to the amount of actors that actually exist. There, you may act, but you may not be SAG. So, for example, I am a voice actor, but I'm not SAG. So they don't represent me. I've done voice work. I am a voice actor, but I'm not union, right? You have to do a certain amount of union jobs before you are eligible for SAG membership. Sadly, I've not. Anyway, and I'm going to talk about, yes, I'm talking about it again. I'm going to talk about it every week. All right. So the strike was 118 days. The board approved a new contract with 86% of board members voting in favor, though it still has to be ratified, as I said, by the full union membership. The union produced a summary of what the deal is Monday. It has protections that include mandatory consent from performers or from representatives of deceased performers to create a digital replica. Performers also have to be paid for the days they would have had to work in person if their digital replica is being used, and background actors must be paid if their replicas are used as principal characters. You getting this? Actors also will be owed residual payments, which compensate performers when the work is rebroadcast or reused when their digital replicas are used on screen, okay? So this is all talking about digital replicas. Also, employers must receive consent from performers to use their likeness in a project for which they were not employed, or to digitally alter their performances. So they have to ask permission for all of that. So the agreement, though, allows employers to create, quote, what they're calling synthetic performers, which are non-human, artificially generated AI, right, through consent from performers if required, though consent from performers is required if the synthetic performer's facial features are recognizable as the real actor. Interesting. Okay, so who are the chief critics of this? Let's go through this quickly. Remember Justine Bateman from Family Ties, and she's done some other things. In fact, if you were on Clubhouse, she was on Clubhouse quite a bit doing different rooms related to film. So anyway, she was the AI advisor to SAG-AFTRA, the negotiating committee, and she had a 29-thread post on X, which was formerly Twitter, and she voiced concerns over the language used regarding artificial intelligence. So she criticized some of these loopholes, because there are some loopholes in this proposed contract. So here's one of them. There's an exception for studios to use digital doubles without consent when the photography or soundtrack remains substantially as scripted, performed, and or recorded. And she said that's really vague and will be up to a studio's interpretation, which I agree, right? All right, so let me take a few comments. I see we got some comments here. Susan Engels is joining us, or Susan E, I should say, is joining us from YouTube. Hello, my friend. How are you? It is so good to see you. And Terry says this: CBS announced their premiere shows for February 2024. Well, they're rushing, aren't they? And it could be, if they're ready as soon as February of 2024, which is just in a few months, that means they were really very much close to done anyway. And there's probably just some principal things that need to be, not principal, but a few side things that need to be done. Because if they're ready to go, that tells me that they were almost done. So it's the shows that were really just getting started that are going to be affected. In fact, some people said that, or some networks have said that you probably won't see things until the 2024, 2025 for new shows. So shows that just got greenlit, we probably are not going to see them till next season. So we're in this season right now. First part of this season is a wash. Second part of next season starts basically January, February. Then the 2024-25 season will start. So we won't see anything until then. Food Plane is here. What is up? How are you, the Food Plane? Make sure you check him out. He's got a brand new YouTube channel talking about food and food-related things, and it's really great. So check him out at The Food Plane. Is it The Food Plane with DS Elias? Let me know. And am I saying Elias right, or is it Elias? Let me know. Let me know, because I don't want to mispronounce it. People, Lord knows people mispronounce my name. And Terry says after the Super Bowl. Yeah, exactly. You know, who has Super Bowl right? I have to look and see who has them. But you know, they're not going to be worried about too much until after the Super Bowl, because look, the Super Bowl ads slots are sold out. One ad slot is several million. So they're not as concerned about it this year. After the Super Bowl, then they'll be concerned, because after the Super Bowl comes award season. But raise your hand if you care about award season. Now, I am very happy to see actors get their just due and be recognized by their peers. I am very happy. But I don't want to sit for 3 hours and watch you all pat yourselves on the back. I don't. Maybe you all do. And I could be off the mark. I just don't. But let's just say that viewership has traditionally been going down year over year for all these award shows. So I don't know that anybody is like rushing to really advertise because the viewership it's still large compared to other things, but viewership hasn't been going down. We're tired, especially something like the Oscars. I mean, you have a few performances and that's it, but give me the Tonys all day. I will watch the Tonys. It's nothing but performances. I love it. All right. And Shelly Shells is here. What's up, Shelly Shells? How are you? She says, happy Wednesday. Wow, I never received a notification that see, look at that. Look at that. But you're here now, and that's all that matters. Thank you for being here. And Susan says, I didn't know they didn't get extra pay for nude or simulated scenes. That should have been always paid. Crazy. It's like hazard pay. Yes, absolutely. And there's also more protections in terms of that, where they have basically a coordinator, choreographer coordinator, to make sure that everyone feels comfortable and stays safe, as comfortable as they can, right? All right. So let's see. Bryson Leach says, CBS just announced the premiere week after the Super Bowl 58. We got The Neighborhood, Bob Hart's Abishola, and NCIS shows and FBI. Right. Well, these are shows, Bryson, that were already probably very much well done, and they're not new shows. So new shows are the ones that are going to be affected with a holdup. So that means you're starting from scratch. You got greenlit, and that happened before the strike and both strikes. And so now you can get to it, but there's a lot that has to happen before anything is shot, let alone before it even airs. So these shows are already happening. None of these are new. So they probably were pretty much very well through shooting and they could go ahead and go. And probably they have a good enough amount to go ahead and go. So those are the things we have to look at, because even if it's an old show, if you were on a long break and you hadn't started shooting, it was going to take you some time unless you pushed everybody to. And even then, there are rules, if you're union, of how much you can actually work. So all right. And yes, Divine Right says the new Walmart ad with Missy Elliott and a whole bunch of celebs is great. It is. And guess what? For those of you that are Missy Elliott fans, she is the first, if I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe she is the first female rapper to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I believe that, and that just happened. So congrats to Missy Elliott. She's just amazing. She can, what, based on the show that she did for Essence Fest, she's otherworldly. She is Afrofuturism personified. So I really like Missy Elliott. So congrats to you. So yeah, and it was good. I did see it. Let's see. Also, Bryson is giving us some more information. Jimmy Kimmel returns hosting the Oscars. Yes, I did read about that on March 10th. And Keke Palmer is hosting the Soul Train Awards. Yes, and it's interesting because there's, for those of you that don't know, there's this whole controversy that had come up because of Keke Palmer and her partner, and with some alleged abuse. So it's interesting that of course, now all eyes are on Keke Palmer. So it's interesting that this comes out now. Now, it doesn't mean that this was not in the works before all of this came out and they were just waiting to announce. It just lines up perfectly, right? Winning, that's what it feels like. And let's see. Yes, Missy is awesome, isn't she? She's just absolutely amazing. So, folks, before we go on, welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Tachi. I am all things media, tech, and pop culture. This is MediaScope. Oh, you know what? I should probably show you so you can see, in case you ever wanted to spell my name. Here you go. I am Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, and journalist. I am the host and creator of MediaScope, all things media, tech, and pop culture. We are here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. If for some reason I can't come on a Wednesday, I usually bring myself on Thursday or Friday. But whatever, I'm here now. And I'm thirsty. I need to get some water. I will in a moment. And guess what? If you are watching us on YouTube, I would love it if you'd like to subscribe. Guess what? If you're watching us anywhere, if you happen to be watching us on anything, let us know. Oh, and by the way, if you happen to be watching us on LinkedIn or my personal YouTube page, the comments do not populate, so I can't see it. So just give me a second and wait so that I can actually physically go to my Facebook page and see your wonderful comments. But I'm not ignoring you. I just can't see them. But I love you nonetheless. Thank you for watching on Facebook, on Twitch, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and listening tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern time on Gospel 107.1 FM in Nassau, Bahamas, and the rest of the Caribbean. All right, let's see. Let's take this down if I can. There we go. And let's get to some comments. Let's see. Okay, everybody is saying hello to each other, and it is great. And Susan seems to be excited about Missy Elliott too, as am I. That is absolutely fantastical. All right, let's do this. I am going to give me a minute to see if I can see where. Here we go. And no, I don't see myself. I see myself, but I don't see whatever. All right. So as we're doing that, because I'm trying to get to the comments for, here we go. The comments for, can you act right today? Facebook is not wanting to act properly for me. So, all right. As it's coming up, we'll just keep going. All right, let's do this. How about we go to story 2? We're going to put up that photo. It's a small world. Oh, we're going to get dinged by me singing that. I will say it then. It's a small world after all in Florida. Oh, boy. Dear, 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 sweet Disney. All right. Well, there's some things that are happening at Disney, as you can see here. By the way, I know that DiCaprio, you are passing on this, but take a listen. This is interesting. So, Disney, now you know that Disney and the governor here, DeSantis, have had a little bit of tussle. You know how people like to tussle. So they've been tussling a little bit. And Disney basically has like kind of like a tax-free zone. If you think about Disney, it is like the Vatican, okay? And hold on a second. I'm seeing some comment. Vera Walker Hawkins, how are you? I see you over on my page on Facebook. Hello. And Mark Ward says, my lips are popping. Thank you, Mark Ward. Mark Ward is our resident comedian. Thank you so much. It's good to see you too, Vera Walker. And also, great to see. I see Heather Osiambi. It has liked it. And by the way, the for you folks that are watching, what you have to do is make sure that you click inside. If you're watching on Facebook, click inside, because if you make comments, especially on my page, my personal page, I won't see it because it will be outside. So click to open it up and then I'll be able to see the comments. Let me know. Let me know. All right. All right. So let's go back to this. So Disney is like the Vatican, folks, and Mickey Mouse is the Pope. That was a little bit of sacrilege, so I'm sorry, but Disney is it's like, or I guess whoever the CEO, Bob Iger, is like the head, right? And he's not like the Pope, but he's like the head. So it's a city within a city. It's actually Disney is actually physically in a town called Celebration, Florida. Yes, it's a town they made up because people keep saying Orlando, but if you say, because that's what people know, but if you say Celebration, nobody knows where that is. So Celebration is a town, it's basically Orlando, right? So Disney is technically in Celebration, Florida. So that whole area is like, kind of has reduced taxes and things like that. They've got deals. Howsoever, how the heck ever, because of the whole, now let's go back to what happened with this, the whole the don't say gay thing, and people came out against Disney because they didn't come out against it. Disney came out against it. DeSantis and his constituency, his cronies, were not happy. So they said, you know what? We're going to snatch back all of these breaks that you have, which is like, okay, dictatorship, anyone? Anyway, so what's been happening is there's been legal battles that they've been embroiled in, and Disney actually released yesterday a study showing their economic impact on not just that area, but Florida in general. It's $40.3 billion. The economic impact on Florida of Disney is $40.3 billion. That's a lot of money. And in the Orlando area, Disney, I would say, is probably the largest employer, because there's nothing in Orlando. And I know those of you that are in Orlando, you probably will say, no, there's not. Sirs and madams and others, no, there's not. You have theme parks and theme park accessories, okay? Theme park related thing. That's what you have. You exist because, really, honestly, if there was no Disney, that Central Florida, that would probably still be very rural. There would be developers probably would have gone up that way. But it's like, once you leave here, as you're driving, rural, it starts to become rural. All right. So Orlando is Disney and Universal. Let's be clear on that one. Okay. So Disney accounted for 263,000 jobs in Florida. That's a lot of jobs. That's more than 3 times the actual workforce at Disney, according to the study. And this was conducted by Oxford Economics and commissioned by Disney to cover the fiscal year 2022. And besides direct employment and spending, the study attributed Disney's multi-billion-dollar impact to indirect influences as well, such as supply chain and employee spending. So the reach is far and wide, I'm telling you. So the jobs include Disney employees, as well as jobs supported by visitor spending at Disney World property. And Disney employs 82,000 workers in Florida, not only in Disney World outside Orlando, but Disney Cruise Line in Port Canaveral, Fort Lauderdale, and Miami, and as well as a resort in Vero Beach. I don't know why you would want to play with a major employer like honestly, and I'm not saying that they should run things, but honestly, it's a reciprocal relationship. And I'm not saying that Disney is devoid of any wrongdoing of any kind, not at all. But I am saying that when the livelihood of your state, in a sense, depends on some of that. Imagine if Disney said, you know what, we're leaving. There's room in the desert in Nevada. Let's go there. It's only 4 hours away from Disneyland, so let's do it. Bye. You know how many people that would affect if you did that? Or do you not care? But we're not here to do politics. Let's take a look at some comments. So Susan says, not far from, oh, you're not far from Disney. Why did I not know that you were in Florida? Okay, so you're in Central Florida. All right, and Jasmine G is here. What's up, Jasmine G? She says, wow, it's a major employer. And in honor of getting our minds off of politics, there's an ice cream special on the food truck inspired by Target. I wish Target was sponsoring this, but they will one day. So get some peppermint bark, hot chocolate, apple crisp, or pumpkin cheesecake ice cream between now and Christmas. Get 3 scoops. You know what? The way you put things together, food truck queen, is just superb. Just superb. I love it. DiCarpio's looking with eyes. Yum, right? Absolutely. How many jobs? 263,000 people are employed by Disney. Okay, 263,000 people are employed. That Disney accounted for 263,000 jobs. Okay, so remember, all of these jobs, 82,000 of these people work at Disney directly. The rest of them are Disney adjacent, Disney accessories, meaning that they're just, so for example, if you're a company that makes buttons for Disney, like novelty buttons, that's Disney adjacent. Does that make sense? Disney could be your biggest client. So by you doing this, and they would probably never do this because this would be way too expensive for them to just move. But what if they did? Sit here and think about, but what if they would never do that, but what if they did? Oh, it's too much to move, but what if they do? Mickey Mouse would never, but what if he does? It's a lot to think about. I'm playing around, but it's really serious. It's a lot to think about. DiCarpio says, unbelievable. Jasmine says, DeSantis thinks he has all power in Florida. We're not going to do politics here because it would be easy to get into it. But he's something very special. And even just on a humanistic level, when you have a company that has that much of a lion's share of workers and workers adjacent to you, why would you not try and make some? And it was all based off of humanity, people wanting to be seen as human and recognized as such. And you're like, nope, we're doing this. What kind of example are you? That's very anti-Disney. Very anti-Disney. Anyway, Susan said, no, you know what? I knew you were in Michigan. That's right. But you knew, you know that Celebration Florida is close to Disney. Yeah. So Disney is technically in Celebration. I knew you were in Michigan. I was like, that doesn't sound right, but okay, maybe I missed something. All right. Absolutely. And hey, Susan. Oh, okay. So Terry Nixon. That's right. Terry, you are in Michigan. Fantastic. And Disney says, for those who want to stay warm, I'll get a cup of peppermint bark hot cocoa, dark chocolate hot cocoa, and peppermint bark coffee, all on our food truck. You know what? If we don't have a real food truck, I don't know what we'll do because these all sound delectable. What? But I guess you can dream up anything in your head and make it sound delicious. But these actually sound delicious. We need to make it happen. We do. Absolutely. All right. So let's keep going. I do want to tie up with Disney already. So listen to this. Let's dig deeper. Let's dig deeper into it. In Central Florida, Disney directly accounts for 1 in 8 jobs. And for every direct job, another 1.7 jobs are supported across Florida. Listen to this. So that means if you live in Central Florida, just think about it. And this is simplistic. Every eighth person that you come across works for Disney directly. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. And Disney officials have said in the past year that the company plans to invest an additional $17 billion over the next decade in Central Florida, including, that will potentially add 13,000 additional jobs. But they're showing a willingness to pull back investing here. So is it going to be the case that, okay, the teacup ride eventually is going to be the rusty teacup, the rusty pail ride, because it's not kept up, because they're like, see you. Honestly, I don't know about the likelihood of them actually pulling out completely out of Florida, but in terms of investing anything else, probably not. There are other Disney lands and Disney experiences. I believe there's one is it Hong Kong? No, maybe it's Hong Kong, but I know there's one in Japan. I think there was one in Hong Kong. Of course, we've got California, Anaheim. We've got here in Orlando. I know in Europe they have it. So they have different Disney experiences. So they may say, well, rather than investing here, we're just going to go to where there's not going to be a problem. Really sad. So, those of you that work for Disney, keep me updated. I am very interested. Disney in Florida, I'm very interested to know. And Divine Right says, we have a Sorro that went to college with, that you went to college with, that works for Disney. She's a dancer. Oh, I would love to be connected. Wow. Oh, okay. So Divine Right is getting inspired in Target. That's what I'm talking about. Pull your inspiration from where you are. Look around you and get inspiration, right? Isn't that what artists do? So we are artists. We are media artists. So we're getting inspiration from our surroundings. All right. So I know we are getting close to time. We actually are overtime. So let me keep going, folks. If you are just joining us, welcome to the fold. I'm Tachi. This is the MediaScope food truck with a side of MediaScope. We're just in the show is a side. It's kind of like Amazon Prime. The shipping is the main thing, and you get the program as a side, right? That's what it feels like. But today, we are having a great time. Welcome if you've never been here before. I am Tachi, media professor, filmmaker, media content producer, also a journalist, and this happens every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And guess what? Today, I did not get a chance to go on to the other platform, onto Instagram Live, because just craziness today. So I'm going to do that directly after this. I will head over there and we'll do some more stuff over there right before the Gentleman's Corner comes on. And the Gentleman's Corner actually is going to have a show on the platform. They are going to be doing the Gentleman's Corner Rewind. I'm so excited for that. So right before they go on, because I don't want to eat into anybody's time, I'll quickly go on to IG and talk about what's happening in media tech and pop culture. All right. So it feels like we have a Michigan connection. It's good. Good to see that. All right. Talk amongst yourselves. All right. So let's keep going. I want to go to this next story. And if you know, then you know. Let's take this down. Andre 3000 is dropping an album. Outkast has not had an album since 2006. And this is not Outkast. This is Andre 3000. This is his solo effort. He's released some songs with some other people, with artists like Beyonce, Drake, Frank Ocean, but we've been waiting for him to do his own thing. He's just so intergalactic. We needed an Andre 3000 album, and it's finally dropping Friday. It's going to be called New Blue Sun, and it's an entirely instrumental album centered around woodwinds. So I think he plays some sort of flute, but that's what it is. So he says it's also a celebratory piece of work in the form of a living, breathing oral organism. That's what the announcement says. So this album, let's take this down. Where are you? All right. So this is going to be on Sony Music, folks. This album is on Sony Music. Sony Music's Epic Records, right? So it's Sony, but it's Epic Records. And it's co-produced by Andre 3000 and multi-instrumentalist Carlos Nino. And it features the playing of Nate Marisol, Surya Botofacina, Diotoni Parks, D'Antoni. I think that's how you say it. D'Antoni Parks, Diego Gaeta, Matthew David, VCR, Diego Gaeta, which I said, Jesse Peterson, and Mia Doi Todd. Interesting. Now, if you know any of these people, you may be excited. So Andre describes this work as therapeutic and says releasing an album in his more familiar rap musical genre, it's more than what than what he normally does. So usually it's rap, it's more familiar, but this is therapeutic. But I don't know if you've noticed kind of like a shift in what he does. There's a lot, he can flow wonderfully, but there's a lot more song and singing involved in what he's been doing lately. So he said there's this misconception that I just won't do it. I think people feel I'm sitting around on rap albums or sitting around and I'm not putting them out in that way. And no, it's not like that. In my mind, I would really like to make a rap album, he said. So maybe that happens one day. But if I got to find a way to say what I want to say in an interesting way, that's appealing to me at this age. And he said he is 48 years old. But look at, doesn't he look good? Okay, I shouldn't say that, because 48-year-olds look good anyway. 48-year-olds now is not the 48-year-olds of 1940 something when times were like super, super hard, okay? Where you look like you were 80, okay? So it's different. But he looks to me exactly the same, except he's got some gray hair now. Look, he has not aged except he's got some gray. That's it. That is it. Kim Harris is here. Hello, Kim. How are you? Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us on this ride, my dear. Thank you. And Jasmine says, oh my, is that a painting or a photograph? It is a photograph. It looks like a painting, right? It looks like a painting, but no, this is a photograph. You know, people who have really good photography skills, what you do sometimes is you play with the exposure, and you keep layering and layering and layering, and it gives you this painting-like effect. How do I know that? Because I work with realtors, and real estate photography does that all the time. So I think that's what they did with this one. All right, let's take that comment down, and hello to you again. All right, so this Friday, it drops. I am excited. I want to hear what it is, and I think what we have to do is listen with an open mind, folks, because we're used to him doing hip hop. So if you are expecting, it's kind of like, guys, remember when what's the name came out? Black Panther came out, and then what was the one? Was it the Avengers? Help me. Yeah, it was Avengers Endgame. So Black Panther came out, then Avengers Endgame came out. What ended up happening is everybody that was really excited, because Black Panther was in a class on its own. People who normally were not Marvel MCU fans went to go see Black Panther because of Black Panther, right? So now you're expecting Black Panther when you go to see Avengers Endgame, and you're like, this is not like Black Panther. They're like, it's not the same. I said it never was supposed to be. But because you are not a Marvel Cinematic Universe fan, you did not understand that this was not going to be another Black Panther. This was not done by Ryan Coogler. This did not have the same goal. Okay, so that's what I hope does not happen with these albums. This is not going to be Black Panther. It may be completely different. And he says therapeutic. So if you're going looking for hip hop, Andre 3000, you may be disappointed when you get chill therapeutic, Andre 3000. So keep an open mind when you are listening. All right, let's keep going. I'm going to do two more stories and then I'm going to let you go. Here we go. All right, you know what? Let's talk about oh, okay. Let's do this. This is kind of tech. So I think we're going to make this the start of the tech section. Here we go. Let's get into some tech. All right, let's talk a little bit about the tubing of the U, or YouTube. Here we go. All right, so we've got some YouTube news, and YouTube is going to label AI generated videos that look real. They look real. Oh, Joan Balcom is here. She says, sorry, I'm late. No problem. No problem. Thank you for being here, Joan. Good to have you. All right. So YouTube is soon going to start alerting viewers when you're watching a video that's made with artificial intelligence. So they're saying that creators have to disclose when they use AI or other digital tools to make realistic looking altered or synthetic videos, or you're going to risk having your account removed or suspended from earning advertising revenue on YouTube. Wow. Well, you're already paying us nothing or 2 cents, so I'm just saying, it totally doesn't affect me. Now, again, I play by the rules when it comes to like these things, but am I monetizing anything here now? No. So is it affecting me? No. But if you are monetizing on YouTube, this is something that could possibly affect you. So take notice, take notice. So YouTube is also going to allow you, if you're a creator, to request, or not just creators, but people in general, to request videos be removed if they use AI to simulate an identifiable person under the privacy tools. So this is where it's starting to get a little hairy. And this is where, and I'm not blaming YouTube for doing these things or anybody, because you have to rein it in now before it becomes an issue, before it becomes a problem. Look, the internet is the wild, wild west because they did not rein it in before it got out of control. So what they're trying to do now is rein it in before it gets out of control. And it probably already is out of control. Let's say this. So this has been raised because there's concern over things like deep fakes, etc. So not just posting something that has a general image, you could use something to deep fake someone. We've seen this all the time. But here's the thing. And AI technology will get better, but it is not there yet. You can still tell deep fakes, even though they may look very convincing, there's always something that gives it away. They still haven't really mastered doing deep fakes from different angles. So like if it's made to be flat to the front and it turns to the side, you see a little bit of computer garbage that happens because it has not. AI is learning, it's machine learning, right? It has not learned those things yet. Doesn't mean it won't, but it still has a way to go before it actually gets to the point that it's really like, who was that? Was that the president? You can still tell. Lip movements are not met. We can still tell, okay? And if you can't, I need you not to listen to everything that comes on the internet. I need you not to fall for everything, okay? Or just stay offline. How about that? All right. So the worry is that is really out there is that this could affect creative possibilities because you have to balance keeping people safe and avoiding things like deep fakes with the creative possibilities that AI has. So this is where there is some cause from concern by some creators. So here's the thing. Meta is doing the same thing. Starting next year, they're going to require creators and advertisers to disclose the use of, advertisers first to disclose the use of AI in ads about elections, politics, and social issues. That I completely understand. There's already a problem. And here's the thing. I bet you didn't know that Meta says that they're now going to allow ads that talk about the election fraud. Remember, that's a whole thing that's really been disproved, but they're going to allow ads or people to put ads that talk about election fraud. I'm like, why would you do that? But it is what it is. So that coupled with, if they're allowing this, you're definitely going to have to stop things that because anybody could deep fake that said, yeah, I participated in the fraud. So if you ask me, that's a hairy situation. I don't know why. Yes, I do. Because Facebook is the master of none. Anyway, so let's do this. Okay, somebody's asking for them to pick up some ice cream. Go ahead, Serena, and get us some while you're in the process. Get us some while you're in the process. All right, so I am actually going to do one more before we go. Oh, and we've got to do pop culture, and I'm sorry I'm being so quick today, but I don't want to hold you all day, and we are at 1 hour, which is perfect. So this last story is for all of you. Isn't there something I usually say before first, let me play this, and then I'll get to what I usually say. Pop culture, folks. Oh, I remember what I usually say. Today on What the Hell Is This? I could just end the show right here because this is enough said. What you see that looks like a towel actually is a towel. This is from Balenciaga, luxury brand. It's a bath towel skirt that makes it look like you had time to shower. Look at that. I'm trying to get myself together, folks. So this is part of their spring 2024 lineup. And it comes from a different collection than what they debuted, but this seems to be cut out of the same cloth that their Resort 2024 hotel towel bag is. I think you should have left it as a hotel towel bag. It's available for pre-order, folks. It is unisex. So there's no his or hers. You could wear any color you want. It comes in this taupe, and it also comes in a navy. I challenge all of you. Wait, let me just take this down for a moment. Is this a navy or a gray? This is more of a navyish gray. Let me take this down for a moment. How much do you think this is? Anybody can answer. Anybody. I know we've got some comments. Let's look at this. Jasmine says Meta equals Merchant of Chaos. Yes. Legion of Doom, Merchant of Chaos. Absolutely. Whoever created that is the Bama of the week. Week. Balenciaga. No? Kim? No? Terry is laughing. Jasmine says a unisex towel is what? It is unisex. As if towels are not unisex. Jasmine says $900. Do we have? And D Carpio said 900. Terry Dixon said $925. I saw it on Jennifer Hudson today. Oh, folks, you are correct. $925. Who needs rent? Who needs to pay mortgage when you can be homeless in this soft, comfy skirt, towel skirt? But here's the thing that gets me. This needs to be dry cleaned. If anybody is willing to pay $925 to me, I will gladly make you one of these. And guess what? You don't even have to dry clean it. You can throw it right in the wash and it comes out soft, fluffy, and warm. Balenciaga, for wasting our time looking at a towel wrapped around somebody's waist. You are the Bama of the week. We. Rubbish. The food. You had to bring it back. Yeah, we haven't had one in a while, and there have been quite a few. So Balenciaga, congratulations. And you know what I'm going to do for next year? I am going to make up awards. Maybe we'll change the name from Bama of the Week, because I know that's a DC thing, but there are some people from Alabama who may be confused and think I'm talking to them, and no. So maybe we'll change it to something else of the week. But I'm going to make an award because you deserve it, Balenciaga. You deserve it so much. I'd like to thank God. Please thank everybody because you deserve it. Kim Harris said they didn't even make it fashionable. They didn't even try. Listen, there are towels, actual towels that you dry yourself with that are more fashionable than this. No satin piping, no waffle weave, nothing. You could have done way better. They went to Big Lots or Temu and ordered a whole bunch of towels, sewed them together in their factory, and slapped their name on it. And there's not even a pocket. Listen, if you're going to do something like this, you're going to make something out of terry cloth and make it to mimic a towel. Can you at least make it stylish, right? As you were saying, put some pockets. I need to see back pockets, belt loops with a terry cloth, like it's a terry cloth robe, the bottom part of a terry cloth robe. Can you do that at least? This is preposterous. It has the nerve to be for sale, but somebody will buy it. Listen, they always say if you make it, they will come, and they're coming, I bet. Food Plane says having tech issues in the chat. No problem. I'm glad you're here. Anyway, and we're just laughing. You know, I guess we have to laugh to keep from crying, but I won't be buying one. How about you? Folks, thank you so very much. Let's see. Joan Balcom said $2,500. You were way off, but you know what? If they made it for $2,500, Joan, I bet somebody would buy it. I bet you they would buy it. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for accepting me having to come on late. Let me tell you really quickly why I had to come on late, because they were working on something in the back, and then it started raining, and I was like, So it ended up making me miss the Instagram show completely, and then coming on late for this. So that's what happened. I wasn't just arbitrarily late for no reason, but I'm glad you all came. So folks, I will be back next week. It is a pre-Thanksgiving. We'll talk about all the different things that are happening. We'll, I don't know. We'll have a fun show as usual. We'll have a little bit of news, but we'll have some fun too. And let me know if there's anything you'd like to do. If you want to do like a little workshop where you can learn something, I'm willing to do that. We get to do news workshop. It can be an Ask Me Anything Wednesday. Let me know. I'd like to know from you what you'd like to do on the pre-Thanksgiving show. All right, folks. Well, with that, I'm going to say I love you for watching. I bid you adieu. You guys, myself, and this blasted Balenciaga towel. I think it is time for all of us to exit stage left. All right, folks. So until next week, cheers.
Close the doors, walk across the corridor. We got something to show you. Media is our repertoire. Fed with the same news, no channel to use. Cruise control mentalities, here we offer you. We can show you on your way. The content that never strays from positive and uplifting. Once a week, the scope gifted. With the presence in your eyes, what a distraction. Beautiful to soul, and especially in action.